Hey, Super Mario here. So, I tried to do a video on this last time and I had to record it again because I did not like how it came out. Way too serious and I didn't like that. So, I'm redoing it. Hey! I don't know if you guys have been on the internet and seen this movement called the... What was it called again? Oh yeah, the fat acceptance movement. If you don't know what it is, that's fine. I didn't know what it was either like 3 months ago. I'm just gonna read it from the internet what it means. Movement. Where are you, bitch? Oh, here you go. The fat acceptance movement, also known as the size acceptance, fat liberation, fat activism, fativism. What the fuck? What the fuck? Fat or fat power movement is a social movement seeking to change anti-fat bias in social attitudes. Areas of contention include the aesthetic, legal, and medical approaches to people whose bodies are fatter than social norm. Just to like clarify talk right now. So technically the fat acceptance movement tells you that it is okay for you to be overweight, to be fat, to love yourself, to love your body. And don't get me wrong, I love my body. I love that attitude. You gotta love yourself no matter what your size is. We agree on that part. This is not fat. This is not fat. But this is fat. But what I don't like about it is like people use it as an excuse to live their life as a fat person. You know, they say like, you're just a fat phobia guy. Bitch, I'm not, okay? So this movement is like a shield that they use for them to use it as an excuse for them being the way that they are. And you know, me being a fat person as well, it's like, I know that I'm overweight. I'm okay with that. I'm okay being fat. No, I'm not. You know, but I try to do something about it, you know. And that's what the fat movement should be about. You're fat. You realize it. Good. Now do something about it. And that's what people don't want to realize. The fat movement is not supposed to be an excuse for you to use it. It's supposed to be a way for you to accept yourself and try to change yourself. Because let's just put it there, you are gonna die if you don't do something. That's a fact, okay? That is a fact. You're gonna have all these health issues, probably gonna have diabetes, and all that BS that comes with being fat, and that is not fun. My heart is coming out of place. Yeah, you are gonna die. You don't want to take care of yourself. Okay, that's fine. Because if you don't care, why am I gonna care? Right? But then you have your children, right? If you're a mother and you're overweight, then you're teaching your children that it's okay to be this way. And it is not. Because I'm pretty sure that you were not a fatty when you were 5 years old, when you were 6 years old, when you were 10 years old, right? You weren't. And now the kids, they're starting... Kids here in America is like, it's like a common thing now. By the time they're 5 years old, they look like a meatball. that was so fucked up. But yeah, they look like a meatball. And like, that is so healthy for them. You just try to kill them. Like, your love is killing your children. And I really hate that. Because you're supposed to teach your children the right way. Not just telling them it is okay to be fat, it is okay to be eating all of this junk food, because it's not okay. When I was doing research for this video, I looked the other day some videos about some woman and some man talking about how hard it is to lose weight, to keep it out and all that stuff. And like I know it is hard. Let me tell you this. Right now I weigh 292 pounds. When I first came to the States, I was weighing 175, and I went up to 250, then I went down to 200, then I went up to 260, then I went down to 250, then I went up to 290, where I am right now. And yeah, it is hard to keep the weight out. It is really fucking hard, cause like food here is so cheap. It's like not even a joke. You get a full-size meal for like 10 bucks. Do you know how cheap that is? It's like mind-blowing. But they were saying on the video, it's like how hard it is to keep the weight out. Because you know, you do a diet, you do it, then by the end of the diet, you lose all this weight. But when you finish the diet, then you start gaining the weight back. Because you start gaining the weight back. And let me tell you something, you gain that weight back because you go back the way you eat before you were doing the diet. And that is your fucking mistake. Like if you do a diet, if you do something, if you start changing the way you eat and you think of it as a diet, that's your first mistake. Because your goal is not supposed to think of it as a diet. It's supposed to be a way to change the way you eat. Because if you don't do that, then what the fuck is the point of doing a diet? If you want to lose weight, you gotta change the way you eat. Now all of this is just my opinion, okay? Like, I am not a doctor, I am not a nutritionist, I am not a psychologist, I am not whatever the fuck else you gotta be in order to talk about these topics. I'm just fat. That's it. I'm just fat. And I'm putting my opinions there, okay? That's it. And listen, I don't care if you die because you're fat, okay? You're probably a happy person, but you don't care if you're fat, and you don't care if you die of fatness, okay? I don't care. But you gotta realize that there are people out there that love you, that they do care about you, and that they want you to make a change. So you shouldn't just be thinking about you. You should be thinking about the other people that surround you. Because if you die, trust me, that they are gonna be suffering for you, and that is something that you probably don't want the people that you love to feel like. Man, I got all serious at the end. Actually, I do care if you die. I was just trying to be tough. Make a change and just, you don't have to exercise. It's recommended you to exercise, but you just gotta change the way you eat. You just gotta change the way that you live. Because once you change the way that you eat, it's like you become a different person. That's all I'm gonna say. You become a whole different person. And forget about the fat acceptance movement, because that is just an excuse for people like us to feel good about ourselves and feel like we don't have to change. Because we do have to change. It's a part of life. That's it.